It is now season 3 here of our draft only franchise on MLB the Show 23, and this is the season that I am more excited for than any others previously, because for the first time we have a generational prospect on the team here with Russell Mosqueda, who not only keeps up the strengths of the team with good contact hitting, but offers us power that we desperately needed in our lineup, as well as some good fielding. Despite the fact that, you know, these ratings are all in the 60s, he's still going to be one of our better fielders on the team. And so he is just an awesome addition to the offense. Before we get too deep into this episode, though, I did forget to announce the surprise player of the year and the disappointing player of the year from last episode. And part of the reason I forgot is because it was a really hard decision for me to make, and I forgot to make my final decision before that episode. And then during the episode, I just forgot to even announce my decision at all. But going through the options, I think there were a ton of people who had like really good seasons, right? I mean, we had so much of our lineup hitting 290s or 300 plus with good power, and really, like, the only people with great power were Sandoval and Rincon, and I honestly almost gave it to Kevin Sandoval again, just because he was hitting 290 plus with 25 home runs last year. But then I kind of took a look at him, and we'll take a look at him here. His potential is going up all by itself. We drafted him at, what was it, a 90 or a 91? I can't remember. But he won Player of the Year last year, and he already had 92, so it went up a little bit last year. We raised it to 95, and it went up 3 all by itself. So the game kind of gave him the Player of the Year boost all by its lonesome. And so with a lot of the position players kind of playing really well, but none really standing out among the rest. I mean, Alberto Rincon definitely had the best hitting season, but we kind of expected that, right? That's what we were drafted him to be. Still almost gave it to him, but instead, I ended up going with a pitcher here who had one of the best seasons. Our surprise play of the year is going to be Diego Moya. He had a 3.39 ERA last year with a 1.2 WHIP, and those aren't like incredible numbers, but they're really good, pretty much in line with our best pitchers. We kind of had 3 players in that range, and it was Buster Pringle and Juan Lima, who are the 2 best pitchers on the entire team. And then the guy who was in range with them was our 8th best pitcher on the team. So the fact that our 8th best pitcher was pitching in line with the best pitchers on the entire roster, he goes up 3 potential from an 87 to a 90. So from a high B to a low A. And our best lefty prospect gets a little bit better here ahead of year 3. In terms of our disappointing player of the year, it will be John May here. He had a 5.7 ERA and like a 1.54 WHIP, I do believe. So was not a great year from him, and there was really no position player who had a bad year at all. Like I said, they were all pretty good. The one guy who I thought was going to win it for a good chunk of the year was Benito Vasquez, who was hitting in line with the top of our lineup. You know, he was hitting around 300 for a good portion of the year, but he just had a really cold end of the year and ended up kind of falling out of the contention here. I kind of was assuming it was going to be him for a large portion of the year, honestly, and he just had too cold of a finish to really get it. So Diego Moya, plus 3 potential for him. John May, minus 3 potential. He's still an A potential. It just went from 96 to 93 is all. So those are the season 2 surprise and disappointment players of the year. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and take on our first opponent here, Syracuse, here in Season 3, and get our first look at Russell Mosqueda in a Charlotte Knight uniform. Cloudy day here, going against the Syracuse Mets to start off Season 3. We'll be going against, I imagine, a pretty good Mets team. I don't actually know. I just know the MLB team is strong. That doesn't necessarily mean the farm system is strong, but Alberto Nunez will be making the start here. Last season had a 4.61 ERA. Not great, so let's see if we can rock him here a little bit today. McIntyre remains in this 1-2 here after 5 pitches. 6th upcoming here for submarine pitcher Alberto Nunez. This one's jams Carl McIntyre inside, but he beats the throw, and so a leadoff single for McIntyre to start the year off. Broke the bat, but he got on base. That's the kind of game-changing speed that has him hitting lead off for us here. Beats the throw pretty comfortably on this one. Evans falling behind 1-2 here, but both batters so far fouling a bunch of stuff off, but that's going to be a double play from Alden Evans. Right to third base there on that grounder. Wastes that leadoff single from Carl McIntyre. Now what you want to see. 3-1 pitch here upcoming for Rincon. He's showed some nice discipline here in this AB, and he's going to draw himself a walk. And that's going to bring up the man we are all excited for in this episode, Russell Mosqueda. His first plate appearance of his professional career, and he'll watch that pitch go beneath the zone. Mosqueda getting ahead 2-0 here on Nunez. That one is jammed inside, but he'll swing on it, and it's going to be popped out to second. And so got ourselves a hit and a walk. So not a terrible first inning, but unable to score anything off of it. Starting today for us for the 3rd consecutive year will be Buster Pringle. He's been our opening day starter for the entirety of this franchise. It's probably going to be that way for the next couple of years as well, as he has a very sizable overall gap between him and our next best guy. Stevenson not making things easy here for Buster Pringle. Now his 6th pitch of that bat is crushed to right field. Should be extra bases for Andrew Stevenson. That one hit very nicely. Ray Beasley, playing right field for us, is going to corral that one, but it's going to be a leadoff triple here for the Syracuse Mets. Wonderful start to the game for them. And Pringle got ahead of that count 0-2, just couldn't finish it off. That one is a grounder low by Jet Williams. He'll be retired, but it'll bring across the run. And Syracuse strikes first here, bottom of the 1st. 0-1 pitch is cut on and missed. Beautifully placed curveball by Pringle there. Gets Brent Beatty behind 0-2. Looking for a strikeout here, and he'll get it as Beatty went around. The high fastball, 2nd out here of the 1st. 2-2 pitch is gone around once again. The high fastball works for a 2nd strikeout here. Did allow the 1 run, but pretty strong inning after that. 7th pitch of this plate appearance for Gill. He will not go around, and he'll draw himself a walk. Nice battle there. Ends with a victory for Jason. Getting ahead now 3-0 is Kevin Sandoval. Alberto Nunez not having the best control here in the 2nd. And that one is just high, borderline pitch. Will be called for a ball. Sandoval starts off his season with a walk. That one is hit right to Nunez. Going to be a double play for Ray Beasley. Not the best start to the career of Ray here. Of course, also getting his first professional start alongside Russell Mosqueda. Blake Boyer here has a chance to tie this game up here with a hit. But he's swinging at that. That's not a good sign. Falling behind 0-2 here. Boyer at risk of leaving a man on 3rd. This one's going to be hit straight to 2nd, and Boyer retired, so Charlotte's unable to bring across their runners in this inning. Out runs full for Luis Pereira, making his first plate appearance of the year. He gets this one right past Buster Pringle. Pringle doesn't have the reaction time to field it. So Pereira will start the inning with a single for the Mets. 0-1 pitch is crushed by Frazier, but caught by Cal McIntyre in center field. Very unlucky there from Frazier. That is a pitch outside, but hit by Lugo. He's going to get on base with that. So very unlucky the previous at-bat, but maybe a little bit of luck that time by the Mets. 1-2 is outside in the dirt. Sandoval tries to get the throw to third, but will not get it in time. A wild pitch will advance the runners for the Mets. Hasn't not been a strong performance from Pringle thus far for us. Strike out there on the very next pitch. Very much so needed that out, and we got it. Pringle with a nice bounce back after the wild pitch. This one will be lifted into center. First pitch swinging by Parada. But Carl McIntyre had a beat on it all the way. And the Mets will go down, striding to in scoring position. Victor Benitez gets a nice hold of this 1-0 pitch. And he will find himself on base, getting the start at shortstop. So we've got 3 new starters coming into this year 3 team. Benitez, not quite as high of overall as our guy Benito Vasquez, but a much better fielder, and that's something that we really need on this team. So he's going to be our shortstop this year. Carl McIntyre, no! We're going to ground into a double play for the 3rd consecutive inning. What are we doing? Can we show some freaking discipline here, please? Goodness. Alan Evans, that one's well hit out to right field. Might be extra bases. I imagine he's going to go for it. And he'll slide into second. So a 2-out double here from Alden Evans. Puts Alberto Rincon in a spot to hopefully tie this game up. If not, take the lead. Pitch number 43 for Nunez here. That one is swung on by Rincon, but lifted right to right fielder there to end the 3rd for Charlotte. A 3rd scoreless inning here for Alberto Nunez. Order flips over for the Mets, and that's going to be a bunt laid down by Stevenson. Mosqueda can't field it cleanly, and so that's going to be a successful bunt. Why are you celebrating about that, you piece of human trash? That will be a walk drawn here by Jet Williams. Buster Pringle continues his not super great start here. And that one is hit well by Matijevic. I'm going to say that's his name, but McIntyre corrals it. And that's 2 outs. Count even now, 2-2. Luis Pereira swings that one outside the zone. That one's going to go straight to Carl McIntyre. So Buster Pringle, not great start to the inning, but ends up getting out of it, much like he did in the 2nd. Let's get ahead 3-1 here in this at-bat. He'll draw himself a walk to lead off the 4th for Charlotte. Bringing up Jason Gill, who drew a walk in the 2nd inning. Two, 1. Don't tell me. 4 consecutive innings we have grounded into a double play. What are we doing? What are we doing? All 4 innings now. This is ridiculous. It's going to be a walk drawn by Kevin Sandoval. He has drawn a walk and both of his plate appearances today. What can he do here? He can draw a second consecutive walk for the Knights. We've done a good job drawing walks. We've just done a terrible job of avoiding the double play. That one is hit well by Boyer. That one's going to touch down and be an automatic double and bring home the first Charlotte run. Thank you. Finally, someone comes up clutch, and it's Blake Boyer. Not one of the guys that's, you know, hitting at the top of our lineup that's probably MLB caliber player, but our 65 overall second baseman. Full count for Victor Benitez. That one's just low, and another walk drawn by the squad. We'll flip over the order to somebody who's probably been one of the most consistent players in this franchise, in Carl McIntyre. I feel like he comes up clutch quite often. We've got bases juiced. What can we do with it? 0-2 for McIntyre. That one's hit right at Nunez, but won't get past the infield. So we'll settle for just the one, and we'll leave the bases loaded. A good inning, but could have been a lot better. William Lugo gets a ton of this one, but Jason Gill tracks it down. Let's go. I thought that one off the bat was going to be a hit for sure. This one, first pitch swinging. Baker's going to be retired with the fly out to Ray Beasley. Heart of the order coming up for Charlotte. Now hoping to take the lead.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the
Mets change pitchers here to start the fifth. So Nunez is a very annoying pitcher for us to face with the submarine style, but he doesn't go too far into this game, luckily for us. Evans falls behind 0-2 here to Blade Tidwell. And he's going to go down swinging there. A 3-pitch strikeout to start the day for Tidwell. Not impressed at all from what I saw from Alden Evans there. That one is outside the zone. Rincon is going to get a hit off of it, though, as the diving play at second is not made. So a single for Alberto here. Puts us in a perfect spot to ground into our 5th double play of the game. Oh, if we do that. That one is smashed by Russell Mosqueda. A 2-run homer in his professional debut. What a swing. What a hit. And that will give Charlotte the lead. 406 feet. Hit an absolute ton by our generational prospect from our last draft. I was going to call him a rookie, but I guess he's not technically a rookie until he makes the MLB. I don't know. Baseball's got some weird terminology there and how everything is dealt with. But anyway, regardless, awesome to see a no-doubt home run in his first ever episode on the channel. Now a 1-2 spot for Sandoval. Was likely going for the high fastball. He'd end up missing it over the middle, but Sandoval can't make them pay. So we'll end the inning with the 2-run lead, courtesy of Russell Mosqueda's home run out to right field. That one is hit low in the zone, flied out to Carl McIntyre. Easily made play for him. Jet Williams proving to be a tough guy to get out here. That's the 7th pitch of the at-bats. And Ray Beasley able to glove it in the end. So a nice battle, but we come out victorious. And Syracuse goes down quietly in the 5th. Payoff pitch coming up for Tidwell. Is hit a ton by Blake Boyer into right field, but it is tracked down. Just could not quite find the gap there, but a nice swing from Boyer for sure. Benitez, we've had him starting for his defense, but he's reached base both of his appearances today. Won't be able to make it 3 in a row, though, as we won't be able to get anything going here in the 6th offensively. Nice diving play made by Mosqueda on the grounder, is going to retire. Brett Beatty, our generational prospect, is making plays on both sides here, proving his two-way impact on this team. Payoff pitch upcoming for Pringle. Can he get that third out? Yes, he can. The cutter is in the zone. Strikeout looking. Will end the 6th. Pringle did not have the best start to this game, but he's certainly turned it around here. McIntyre started this day off with a hit. Hasn't done much for us since, but he crushes that ball. He'll get his 2nd single of this opening day. Sounded really good coming off the bat. Results in just a single, but goodness, was it a very loud one. That one is hit well by Alden Evans as well. That one's fair. Corralled over in left field. McIntyre's going home for it, and the throw is offline, so he is safe. An RBI double there for Alden Evans. Extends our lead up to 3 runs here. Well struck. 33 years old out here, pitching in AAA, I should say. That one's crushed by Alberto Rincon out to left field, up against the wall. He's going to pick up an RBI as well. Did not take long for us to get a hit off of Drew Smith. Just checked into the game. And now this offense is heating up. It was a bit of a slow start against Alberto Nunez, but we've been able to get these other pitchers in our sights quite well. That one is also crushed by Mosqueda, deep to center field, but it's going to be caught at the warning track. We're getting a ton on these balls here. We just couldn't get that one quite to fall for Mosqueda. This one weakly hit by Jason Gale out into the outfield. But is it deep enough to bring home Alberto Rincon? Yes, it is. The sacrifice fly brings home the 6th Charlotte run. Sandoval looking for his first hit here. He's not going to get it here, as he's going to pop this one in to foul territory. Corralled there by the catcher. He still has reached base twice today. It'll be via walk. Just hasn't quite gotten his first hit of the season. Pitch count about to be in the 90s here for Pringle. That one is low in the zone. It was actually a pretty good pitch there, but it's going to be a double. There's the throw, just barely late. Thought we had a chance there to get the out. I wonder if that's going to be the end of the day for Pringle. No, it will not. They're going to keep him in. That pitch is lifted to right field. Ray Beasley underneath it. Ends the 7th. Right under 100 pitches for Pringle through 7 innings. He's been really good with the last 5 or so innings of this ballgame. Been a quiet 8th for us Charlotte Knights here, but Benitez not going down quietly here. He will eventually go down though, popping out to short. To end the 8th, we don't get anything going in this inning. That one is a strikeout to start the day for Richie Rivera. Beautiful way to start the season for him. Jet Williams has been kind of a tough out throughout this ball game. He's 0 for 2, but this man does not go down quietly. He will fly out to Carl McIntyre here. 2-2 pitch upcoming for Richie Rivera, trying to end off this inning, and he's going to do that. Beatty chasing the slider outside the zone. Nice inning from Rivera, I must say. Quite impressive. We have 3 guys who each have 2 hits coming up in the 9th for our team. 8th pitch here of the at-bat incoming for Rincon. That was going to be tapped 2 seconds, so he will end off an uneventful 9th for us. We won't see, you know, Russell Mosqueda anymore this game. I was hoping we could see him just one more time, but now we just got to go out ahead and finish off this win. 0-2 here, getting ahead of Matt Fraser. That one is lifted to left. Jason Gill has a beat on it, and the Knights will secure the victory. A very impressive 2 innings here to end the game pitching-wise from Richie Rivera, and a nice game offensively. After a slow start, the middle innings were really strong from this team, and we'll start the season off with a win. 6 runs on 9 hits, allowing only 1 on 5 from the Mets. Blade Tidwell would end up being credited with the loss, as he was the one allowing this 2-run moonshot from Russell Mosqueda that gave us the lead initially, and we never looked back. Player of the game will be Buster Pringle here. I probably agree with that. We had a bunch of players with good games offensively, but nobody that really stood out as having an incredible game. So let's go ahead and simulate through this next game as well, as we would win 3-0. Juan Lima would go 7 1/3 inning with 6 strikeouts, and we would end up with that victory. Let's go ahead and see who got these RBIs. Alden Evans with 2 after he got a home run, and Ray Beasley got himself his first ever home run as well. Rincon with a couple of doubles. Let's see. Mosqueda got himself 1 more hit, so there was that. Boyer with the stolen base. And then, of course, pitching the shutout. You got to love to see it. And let's go ahead and take our first look here at the scouting pool. Before we do that, let's set our needs. I think middle infield is still a need for us. And then like a kind of what we were looking for last year, but we couldn't quite get. I want a guy who has a good starting point pitching wise. Can he start in the 70s, you know, and also have at least, you know, mid to high B potential, and I'd love even A potential off of that. But let's go ahead and see who's at the top of this draft class here. We have Eli Tapia, closer. Derek Hernandez, who, if he's going to be any good at all, he has to be generational. I've seen 19-year-old generationals. I just don't think it's going to be him, so I don't think he's going to be very good. Evan LeBlanc, so a lot of pitching. We have to go all the way to 11. Richard Tompkins is the highest rated non-pitcher. Our top 10 is all pitching in this one, so maybe this boosts our chances of getting that, you know, high floor pitcher that I want. So let's scout the best position player in the draft, I guess, and let's also scout international pitchers and discover international pitchers. That's what we'll do here for week 1. Let's also, just while we're at it, take a look at where the draft class is on our other needs. Second base, there's a couple guys here, probably 3 guys that might go in the first round. Jeff Castle looks like a good contact guy and fielder. More of a defense and athlete in Jason Gerber. And another contact guy, so not much power going on here. And then shortstop, not a good class for shortstops here. You have Luke Eller here, projects to be a good defender, probably going to scout him. And then Ken Armstrong, he's going to have a lower potential than he has overall, but he has, this looks really good. He's just not going to be that good. So not great for the middle infield. There's a couple guys here at second base that are certainly worth scouting. We'll get to them for sure. But this is what we're going to do here for week 1. And then last thing I wanted to do is I just wanted to see where we rank in AAA in all these categories. So we're up to a top 5 team in terms of ratings. And really what's holding us back is power and defense. Still pitching, we're up to about middle of the pack. Contact, we are still the best. Speed, we are slowly dropping in speed. I think year 1 we're first, but we keep adding guys that aren't the speediest, which that's fine. I don't need to be the fastest team in the league. In terms of training, I'm putting pretty much everyone that could use help in fielding. I'm giving them fielding drills. The only guy who I think is not the main guy who's not getting fielding drills is Jason Gill, just because his fielding's already at 90, and I feel like it'd be more beneficial to train his arm. So everybody is training to be a better fielder. I think offensively this team is in a good spot, and of course everybody could still use some development there, but pretty much everybody except for Jason Gill, like I said, needs some, or at least could use. I don't know if Sandoval and McIntyre necessarily need the fielding, but they certainly could use it. And so trying to work on that, 25th ranked defense there a little bit. Don't want to be that low in the rankings, particularly because this is AAA rankings. If we went to the MLB, we would surely be 30th. So that's going to be kind of the focus of training for this year. But I think a really awesome start. Seeing Russell Mosqueda's first home run in his first game was awesome. Hope you guys liked this episode. I'll be back soon with another, and I will see you then.